Hello and good day. Welcome to the Super Good Camping Podcast. My name is Pamela.
I'm Tim.
And we are from supergoodcamping.com. We are here because we're on a mission to inspire other families to enjoy camping adventures such as we have with our kids. And today we have with us a lovely couple. They've been camping together for over 30 years, doing Ontario Provincial Park reviews on their YouTube channel for 4 years now. They also do other camping related tutorials and gear reviews. The park reviews are rather in-depth and hands-on. They love to bike around the parks and give sections of their reviews directly from the source. Tim has mentioned just how spot on the reviews are of the parks that they've been to, and that he's amazed by their ability to be honest about the pros and cons, but not let the negatives obscure the positives of any given park. Please welcome Cheryl and Ben Coles of Camping with the Coles. Yay, welcome.
Hi.
Hi, thanks very much for dropping by, having a yak with us.
Thanks for having us.
I wrestled with first question. So I'm gonna do one and then the other right after because I just flipped the coin. So you guys have a gigantic travel trailer that you camp in.
Yeah.
Have you always? Well, okay. So I camp in like a 3-man tent. So
it's gigantic then, yes.
Yes. Have you always camped in the trailer? Did you ever do like a pop-up before, tents, all that sort of jazz?
We started off, that's how we started camping, was backcountry, just the two of us when we were, 18, 19 years old?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah, we did that for quite a few years. And then it was funny, our first front country or car camping trip was with a group of friends, and we'd never had done that before. We got to the campground and we had still packed as if it was for backcountry. And our friends all had camping chairs, a cooler, cold drinks. We're like, what?
Big air mattresses and
yeah, we had nothing.
Like we had everything. I had a Honda Civic CRX, which is a little 2-seater car.
Yeah.
And we had everything in the back of that, which is 2 canoe packs. And we were car camping, and we had 2 of those canvas canoe packs. And we went there and we're watching our friends and we're going, wow, they brought chairs. It never crossed my mind to bring a chair.
No, you didn't know any different at the time.
And then we see them load up their tents and going, they brought pillows.
Real food, not dehydrated stuff.
And the one guy had a barbecue, and we're like, this is crazy. We've never seen anything like this. So that's how it started for us.
Excellent. Okay, good. I totally didn't expect that answer. That's awesome.
And then it was, we ended, as we had kids, we still did some backcountry camping, and then we moved into more car camping.
Yeah, with the tent still.
Yeah, with the tent. And then it was in 2010 that we got our first travel trailer.
That was a hybrid.
So we didn't do any real step up. We never had a pop-up or anything. We went from tent to a decent sized travel trailer.
I needed a bathroom at that point. Yeah.
And do you still do any tent camping? No, it's just
no. I've kept the tents, so you never know. But
our garage, oh my gosh,
we have a collection of tents.
We've got every level of camping in there, and she keeps on saying, "We'll do it again."
Well,
and as we get older,
just in case.
Yeah, just in case. That's what she says. So we still have those old canvas canoe packs. We got all the dry bags. We've got our canoeing paddles. We don't have a canoe anymore, but we've got all that stuff in the garage, and it just doesn't see the light of day anymore.
You never know, though.
No, you never know.
That's what I keep saying with our 6 tents or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You don't know. We might need it.
You never know, yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Just quick question. So hybrid is the fiberglass, but then it folds out and it's a tent there.
Yeah, one at each end. So you still have a bit of a tent experience, but you still have the amenities of everything else in the main part.
Right.
So you sleep in a tent like a pop-up. You sleep in the ends, and there's generally no main bed in the main part of the trailer. It's the living area. So it's really nice, especially as a starter one, because you've got a fairly small form, and then you drop out the beds.
And so probably easier to park and wrangle around the trees and stuff when you're getting at your site.
Definitely. Yeah, they're a little more user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It's enjoyable to watch other people trying to back their trailers into their sites.
Yeah, that's always the big joke of parks is people backing, especially late at night.
Yes.
You hear a lot of domestic disputes with that too.
And they're shouting at the top of their lungs, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. What started you guys on the path of doing park reviews and do it yourself stuff and, you know, gear, all that sort of jazz? What led you to that?
Well, when we started checking out provincial parks, we would research stuff ourselves, but then we'd look online to see if there was any YouTube videos of actually what the park looked like and the amenities, etc. There wasn't a whole lot. Everybody was pretty much doing just like home videos. So they see their family splashing in the water and what they're cooking for dinner, and that was about it. And we're like, there's just not enough stuff out there, and people want to know this information. So we decided, you know, we should just make our own videos, and we had a list of things that we would cover, and that's what we did.
Cool. Yeah, like a comfort station. You say the word comfort station, and that's a vague idea for people that have never been to a provincial park before.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true too. All the newbies, they don't know anything about, like, what we first started camping. We didn't know anything either. So we thought, well, we'll just put out these videos and help other people.
No, it's great. And I like your sections, you know, like the Lou review, the Coles notes, that sort of stuff. Like, it's nice that you have pieces that become familiar. So you're looking for those things, and it teaches it. I mean, you know, certainly the last few years, we've had a boatload of new people out doing it because there was nothing else to do.
Exactly.
And yeah, the amount of times you walk into a comfort station and find somebody washing their dishes, like, no, bad idea.
Exactly.
When I see some parks have actually added a dishwashing station at the comfort
there are
station.
Yes, exactly, which is helpful for those people that can't do it at their site.
Yeah. Or
our reviews have our reviews have changed over the years too. When we first started out, we thought, okay, this is what we want to show, and then we got people commenting fairly quickly when we first started doing the videos, and then people were telling us what they would like to see. So they developed a lot over the last few years, and people were telling us they want to know about cell service, and they want to know about
areas, off-leash dog areas,
and playgrounds, and they want to see more of the campsites and stuff. And so I think we're gotten to a point now with our videos that we do kind of have a set format. And for people, like, some people really want to see the campsites, so we show some of the campsites. But there's other people that could care less about that. Well, they kind of know in our videos now, and we put chapters in there. If they want to skip the campsites, they can skip the campsites and just go on to the next thing.
That's a great idea too. Yeah. That's a new. I'm not. We do well in the podcast world. I suck at video editing, so our YouTube stuff is very small.
Well, yeah, the formatting of your videos are really great. They're really easy to navigate. They're really easy to. They're entertaining too, just the way that you kind of add things into them. But how long does it take you guys to edit a video?
That's his job.
Yeah, that's my job. Most of our videos now, like, I just taught myself 4 years ago. I taught myself from watching YouTube, and so I've developed and I've gotten a little quicker at things. But most videos now, if you're talking hours, it's probably taken me about 14 or 15 hours to do a video.
Yeah, well, and the music is great, and just like I said, the formatting is awesome. Yeah, 14, 15 hours is long.
Yeah.
Because I'm not all that fast at it.
I'm not fast at it at all. I just don't do it. It's like, oh yeah, I know I'm gonna work on that next weekend.
Doesn't happen.
Nope. I have all the pieces. It's there. I just have to do it. Well, yeah. Mostly what I need to do is drag one of the kids out and say, sit down and go, okay. Because when I do it, it's like, yay. And then I won't do it for like 6 weeks. By the time we get back to it again, I have no idea what the shortcuts are, how to drop the pieces in. So I need the kids because they remember that.
That happens to me all the time. I'll do something and say, oh, that was great how I did that in the video. No idea how to do it again. I got to look it up again on YouTube to find out how to do it. And all our videos, we before they get published, well, I show them to Cheryl, of course, and make sure there's nothing too embarrassing. And then I show them to our youngest daughter, and she's a professional photographer. And so she's very helpful. So she watches the videos and she says, okay, you should take that out. You should take that out. You need to do some color correcting here. You need to bring the saturation up here. And she goes through that sort of stuff to try to help me out a lot. So she's very beneficial with that.
Well, that would certainly contribute to why they look so great. I mean, they're great graphics, everything. The pacing is really good to it. All the levels, you know, the there's a couple of times where you can tell that there might have been like a wind in the background or something. So you've had to boost a level just so you can get more vocal and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I mean, I quite enjoy watching them. And for me, that's kind of weird. Like I will take any excuse to have anything to do with camping. It's, you know, it's undiagnosed, but it's a bit of an issue for me. But I'm a backcountry guy. Like that's my number one. I love to do that stuff. And I often find myself watching 3 of your videos back to back. It's like, but I could be looking at canoe guys. So there you go. That's your big endorsement right there.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Thanks.
So here's a question. I know I read statistics on it, but I can't remember what they were. Ballpark, how many parks do you hit in a year? And sort of like, you know, is it a 3-day shot there? Or do you spend a week there? How does that all play out for you?
It's varied over the years. This has been our biggest summer or season yet. We've I think it's a total of 20 parks that we have for this season. That hasn't been the case other years. I think we're going to tame it down again after this. It was quite busy, but we've gone anywhere from like a weekend, which is like what 3 nights to a full week, I think, right?
At a spot.
At
Yeah,
one
we
spot.
don't spend a whole lot of time at one spot anymore now because we just want to see more parks and check out more things. The last 2 years we did fewer parks because the season was shorter due to the pandemic. I think last year it opened middle of June or so, June 11th, and then the year before that, I think it was our first trip wasn't until the middle of July.
Yeah.
So those were definitely shortened seasons. And this year, with a wide open season, we just kind of went crazy and said, okay, let's book everything we can do because we don't know what's going to get canceled. And nothing got canceled. So we got a lot of camping in.
But the other thing is when we hit a certain area, like say out east or something, we want to hit more than one park at one time while we're out there because they're all in the same area. So you go boom, 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 and pin them all off.
So when we did our Lake Superior tour, we don't want to drive up to Sleeping Giant, 14 hours to spend a few nights there and then drive all the way back. So we made it 7 parks over 3 weeks. And that was a little much for us. I think by the time we got to the end, the last park was Killbear.
Yeah.
We were pretty wiped from that. And it's a shame because it's such a nice park, but we were pretty wiped.
Yep. Yeah. Killbear is a favorite for sure.
What's one of your favorite parks?
Oh gosh, that's a hard question. We've always said Algonquin was our favorite. It still is, but I think we have to say Agawa Bay, like Lake Superior Provincial Park, is way up there now.
Yeah, that's a new one, but I still have my heart on Pog, and I know you were at Pog recently.
Yep. Yeah.
It's been our go-to for quite a few years.
Yeah, we had waterfront at Pog, and I think it's Campground A, and that was the best. We do kayaking. We love the kayaking, going down the river to Lake of Two Rivers and going the other side of the dam and exploring. Is it the Madagascar or
Yes.
Yeah, and checking that out. And then the bike trails there, taking the rail trail, heading over to Mew and Lake of Two Rivers, all that sort of stuff is excellent. That's the activities we like to do. We like to get out and be active.
There's just tons of hiking too.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we like about Agawa Bay too, Lake Superior Provincial Park. It's a massive park, so you can travel around. You drive to a lot of places and do some amazing hikes and things like that. So we like
the scenery. The scenery is always the big thing for us.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I like it all, but I like big parks too. Like Pog was a really fantastic experience. Very weird to be without our kids because I don't even know how to do that, but
we were empty nesters.
It was
nice.
It was strange.
Well, you'll learn to love it more and more each time.
We're gonna have to.
The kids might be listening to this.
Oh yeah. So what's the secret? How do you guys have that much time to camp? How does that work out in your lives that you can go and do a 3-week tour, and it's not the only tour you're going to do this summer?
Yeah, well, I retired a few years ago.
Nice.
I was fortunate. I was a police officer, and I did 30 years. I was very fortunate that I started when I was 19 years old.
Yeah, Zooks.
So when I was 49, well, I had to wait till 50. When I was 50, I could officially retire with a pension. So that's what I did. I retired, and did a few other small things, and we started doing the videos. And Cheryl, she works
Part-time, I'm a part-time nurse, so
yeah, she only works generally 1 day a week.
yeah.
So that gives us a lot of time. So if we need a couple weeks off, she has to take 1 or 2 days off. So it's not that big of a deal.
Right. Excellent.
Mhm.
Cool.
That's something to aspire to.
Retiring? Yes, I'd love to.
It'll happen.
I highly
Good.
recommend it.
Yes, I would imagine. Okay, cool. So I was thinking about Superior and how cold it was. I saw you guys were you have a tendency to show us beaches and stuff like that and jump in some watercraft, kayak, stand-up paddle boards.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a preference? Do either of you have a preference for
Yep.
what?
Yep. I prefer the kayak. Ben prefers the paddleboard. I think he likes the paddleboard better because it's more freeing for him. He's not cramped in the kayak, which he finds uncomfortable. And I prefer the kayak just because it's more versatile. You can go in shallower waters, or if the water is a little bit more wavy.
Yeah,
Is that the
rougher
word?
water, yeah.
Rougher water. It's a little more stable in rougher waters. So I prefer that.
Yeah, the paddleboard for me, I love it because you can stand up, you can kneel, you can sit down. I like going out in that paddle for a little while and then sit down on the edge, have my feet dangling in the water, maybe go for a little swim, jump back on the paddleboard. Very easy to do. It's a lot more difficult to do that sort of thing when you're in a kayak. So yeah, I really enjoy the paddleboard. I try to use that as much as I can, but if it is the water's a little rougher, then I'll take the kayak out.
Cool. Question entirely for me. I just bought Thomas, our eldest, just went and picked me up a 14-foot solo canoe. It's it's the seat inside of it deal. So I need to do like a kayak, a double blade.
Nice. Yes.
What do I need to know about the double blades? I know nothing about them. I know about paddles. That's it. So like, what should I be looking for in a kayak style of paddle?
Well, before we got kayaks, we were always canoeing.
Yeah.
And I was usually in the stern. Cheryl was in the bow, but she can be in the stern too. Like we can change. Weight wise, it's just better that way.
Mhm.
But when we first took out a kayak, I think the first time was we rented one at Bon Echo, I think
so.
a bunch of years ago. And I thought it looks kind of difficult. And then I tried it out and thought, wow, this is the easiest thing ever. This is way easier than a canoe. And I found that anybody could just get in a kayak and just go and do a straight line. Where you just throw somebody in a canoe, 2 people in a canoe, and say, do a straight line. Well, good luck, you know?
Yeah.
So the kayak I found was very, very easy. You control everything yourself from both sides of the boat at all times. And I've seen the solo canoes you've talked about, and I thought those are really interesting. It's kind of a bit of a combination. So
Yeah.
it's a little narrower, right, in the center, so that you can have your kayak paddle out. And
It's narrower, and I think they call it a tumble home. So I'm totally exaggerating, but it's much narrower at the top in the gunnels, and it sort of curves like that, so it gives you more room to dip in with the double bladed paddle.
yeah, I think you'll find that is a lot easier to do. And then when you have your canoeing skills, you can do the stuff, going sideways, and I forget all the names of the strokes, but you can still use those strokes the same. But to paddle straight, it's just so easy. You don't have to worry about J strokes or anything like that. Just paddle.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I was going to say a quick little thing. Something else we learned when we were at Silent Lake, being on the paddleboard. It's similar with the canoe. You just have the one paddle and you go side to side. But we saw a lady use her kayak paddle. So if you get tired and you want to sit, you can just paddle like how you are in a kayak instead. So that was kind of cool. And it's a lot easier and you go much faster.
Yeah, so I started bringing a kayak paddle with me out on the paddleboard. So when I'm standing and I'm paddling and even kneeling, I can use the paddleboard paddle, but then I can just sit down and pull out the kayak paddle and take off with that and get some good speed going.
When you say pull out the kayak, so where do you stash? Like, if you've got your stand up, and then you've got bringing the kayak one is like bungee corded in the middle of it. How do you? Yeah.
Yeah, it has bungees attached at the front and the back.
Okay.
They're already on there, so you just slide the paddle in there and it just stays. So even if you flipped over or whatever, the
Still
The
with it.
paddle would just stay there. Yeah.
Cool. Maybe I'll have to give that a shot at some point
Yeah.
because I need more water toys.
You never have enough.
I don't think so. No. So back to the trailer for just for a second. So,
Mhm.
how like it must be a heavy beast. So I can't remember what kind of truck. What do you use to tow it around?
I have an F-150,
Right.
and the trailer weighs about the empty weight is about 5,800 pounds.
Jeez.
The truck can tow about 10,800 pounds. So when you fill up the trailer and then you fill up the box of the truck, everything still is, there's a whole bunch of different weights you have to pay attention to when you're doing that sort of
And
thing.
your
Yep.
the hitch, right?
And you
Your
have a
sway
weight
bumpers.
distribution hitch on
Yeah.
it and everything, but it all works out okay. But I wouldn't want to go to anything, a trailer any bigger than that.
Not with our truck
And-
anyways.
No, and on that, I've been to the RV shows, and sometimes I see the salespeople trying to sell people these trailers, and they say, "Oh yeah, you got a Dodge Caravan; it can tow 3,000 pounds." You know what? This hybrid here is only 2,800 pounds, so you're good. Well, yeah, it's 2,800 pounds with nothing in it,
Empty. Yeah.
and nothing in your van. What about when you put another person in that's 150 pounds? And what about when you start loading up your trailer? You're going to be way overstacked. And I've watched salespeople do that, and it just drives me nuts when I see that. And I have interjected a couple of times and telling people, no, you definitely don't want to get a trailer that's anywhere close to what the
What
maximum
they're
is for a
rated for.
vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would normally go about half of what they're rated for.
That's a good rule of thumb. Yeah, I always wonder because you see, knock on wood, it you come around the bend on 60 and there's a trailer in the ditch with a truck beside it, and you know that they came around too fast or was too big and they hit the brakes, and you're not stopping that thing that's
Momentum,
6,000
yeah.
pounds behind you,
Mhm.
not that quickly. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's that makes me sad when that sort of stuff happens. Outdoor shows. Do you guys go to the like are you junkies for that sort of stuff as well?
Yeah. Yeah, we've gone to quite a few.
Yeah, we go to the RV shows, and we like going to the outdoor adventure shows and stuff like that, because we still a lot of the stuff intersects, and plus we still have a background in backcountry camping, so we still find that stuff quite interesting. But
We still like
Yeah.
to see the new innovations, what's better, what's, all the changes they've made.
and Cheryl really likes buying things. She's a professional at it.
That sounds like
I've noticed the yeah, you like your sister.
that.
I've
Like
noticed
my sister. You.
what?
You. No.
Not
mine.
me.
Yeah.
Not me. Yeah, I noticed that one of the things you guys do is go into whatever the local town is or into the park store or whatever, and I noticed browsing happening while you guys are shooting that. So
No, definitely.
that's
Oh, yeah.
cool.
We have to show the viewers what's out there.
Yeah, and some of it has to come home with us.
That's right.
Whatever.
They have to review it, right? So you have to try it out.
That's right.
Any upcoming trips?
We have 2 more. We're going to Mule Lake at the end of the month. And for Thanksgiving, we're going to Bronte Creek.
Oh,
That's
Bronte
cool.
is one of our favorite, just little local parks.
Oh, is that
Right.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my son and I
Okay.
would do little overnight trips there. It's great.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we've never been there before. We're just trying to find some place that's fairly close to home.
Mhm.
We're from Kitchener, so it's fairly close to home. And because for Thanksgiving we try to get the whole family together, so our kids and their significant others and stuff come, and we go with another family, and they get all their kids coming. So we want some place that's fairly close. We don't want to be driving
And
for
some-
7 or 8
That's
hours.
someplace that we haven't been to yet. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and they've got Harvest Festival coming up next weekend. And
okay.
then mid-October, I think they're doing Halloween stuff. So you can
Right.
yeah.
dress up your site for Halloween.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh, good, more stuff to pack.
Yeah.
And if you don't have enough, you can go buy some more.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, the Lou review. What was the defining one? Oh, you know what? This should be a thing.
That was my idea. I wanted to do something original, unique, and who better than me to do it, because I think I've covered every loo out there. So I thought I would do that. And I know we have surprisingly, we have a lot of children viewers. And I wanted to kind of do something fun for them too. So that's when we made the little cartoon and the music and just kind of Cheryl's Loop review. Because I know people really want to know what they're like. A lot of people are afraid to go in them. I just want to let them know what's all out there at each of the parks and how they vary.
I told Cheryl a couple of years ago that she should make an app, because no matter where she is, she can tell you where the closest washroom is,
That would
and
be
she can rate
valuable.
it.
For certain
And
women of a
she'll
certain
rate
age,
it.
absolutely, that would be valuable.
Yeah, and I thought she should do it because she knows wherever we go. She knows exactly where the washroom is. She may have an issue.
It was pretty challenging driving up the Sleeping Giant on 17. There isn't a lot out there, a lot of places to go to at all. Luckily, I had my trailer with me.
With a toilet in it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I was going to say I enjoy it. That might come across a little weird.
That's okay.
So I thought it was a good idea, just because there is. I mean, I follow 712 Facebook camping groups or whatever it is. And that's a comment that I see come up time and time again. It's like, where are the washrooms? What is a vault toilet? That's
everybody has to use it, so
yeah, or
we'll talk about it.
I walked into it and it was like, oh, I ran away.
There were spiders,
and
most of the comfort stations in the provincial parks are fairly similar.
Yeah.
Now you'll get some that are dirtier than others, but that's all a matter of what time of day you're there and that sort of thing. So
people are using them.
We thought there wasn't any real point in rating them because they're all pretty similar. But the outhoists
vary a lot.
It's
at every park.
And actually, we haven't reviewed POG since we've been doing that. But we remember when we were last at POG, it would definitely get a skunk. Yeah, we remember some bad vault toilets at POG. I don't know if they've improved them. That was probably 4 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't think I saw anything newer.
No.
They weren't awesome. They were, I would say, they were kind of average.
Yeah.
They didn't make me want to run away. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we've had to run away from some.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I can't even remember which. No, I watched too many of your videos now. I can't remember. There was one where it never occurred to me to pay that much attention, but a lack of a sink, a lack of a garbage in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Or lighting. Like if you're going there in the night, if it doesn't have solar lights, you're gonna have your headlamp on.
Yep.
And what I never thought of, because personally, I never used them. I don't think I've been in a vault toilet in years. And actually, I haven't had a shower in a comfort station since we got this trailer in 2017.
He's a princess.
I shower in our trailer all the time. But going into the into the vault toilets and watching Cheryl do the reviews, one thing she mentioned is a hook on the door. I never thought, what
like
does
to
that
hang your jacket or your knapsack or something, because you don't want to put it on the gross.
On the floor.
Or if you've got your flashlight, even to hang your flashlight so that your hands are free.
So it's important to have something simple as a hook.
Yeah, made perfect sense when she said it. And I'm thinking, why do you care about a hook? Oh yeah, if you've got a backpack on or something, just put it on the hook, and then you don't have to set it on the ground. Yeah.
No, that's a good idea too. I don't know why I felt the need to talk about toilets so much.
That's okay. I'm glad you did.
That's her expertise.
So everybody's got to be good at something.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I'll wrap this up with, I will hope our viewers this is a podcast. I'm such an idiot sometimes.
Start it again for editing purposes.
So I'll wrap this up with, I hope our listeners have enjoyed listening to you guys talk about how much you dig doing what you do. And I hope I hope they check out your YouTube channel. It's brilliant. And your Instagram page also. By when we air this, I recommend when they check out your YouTube channel, they get a look out for Bonachere and Lake St. Peter videos upcoming, and probably a couple more as we head towards Christmas and stuff.
For sure.
Cool. All right.
Excellent.
Take it
That's
away.
it for us for today. Thank you so much to our special guest, the Coles from Camping with the Coles. I'm Pamela,
I'm still Tim.
and we are from supergoodcamping.com. Please do reach out to us anytime at hi@supergoodcamping.com. That's hi@supergoodcamping.com. And check out our Instagram and our Facebook and our Twitter. Thanks so much, and talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Boy,
Nice.
Pamela, you're like a professional at that.
Oh, I do many times. I've done it.
See,
We
I
just-
thought it was actually a recording that you just kept on playing every
Yeah.
time because
No, each
No,
time.
no, she does it a new
Yeah.
one each time. We actually, Thomas and I tried. We did like little trip logs for each
Yeah.
day that we were out on French, and I sat there the first way. I think it took me 3 or 4 takes before I actually did the intro, and I'm sure that it's wrong. But because all I say is I'm Tim. I don't. I have no idea.
That's all that matters.
At least you get your name right, honey.
Thanks,
Good
honey.
job.
3
Yeah.
letters. Love you too.